How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews back with a little bit of Homebrew Wednesday yet again, courtesy my Florida boys. It's Marc and Kevin. I keep wanting to say Kevin because Kevin, you commented on the YouTube, so I'm assuming you helped make this. You've probably told me before. I'm horrible at remembering shit. All I know is that I have stuff up on my screen, so I can tell you what this beer is. This is a New England style IPA, so this is different than what they've sent previously. Simcoe Citra fermented with London Ale 3. That's kind of one of your predominants. Either London Ale 3 or Conan is what most breweries use when it comes to hazies. Dry hopped with Galaxy Citra Simcoe, and it's 6.1%. Yeah. He says he doesn't jam pack my water profile with chlorides, as I find it to leave an overly soft and chalky mouthfeel. I prefer to lean a little bit heavy on the sulfates, which provide and accentuate the hops and provide a nice crisp finish. So you're going to get your New England style kind of impact from the hops, maybe something that's not as sultry and soft. I like the sultry soft stuff, if you can do it without getting overly chalky. So we'll see how this sucker lands. I'm not sure when this will go up, but it will go up. Why am I pouring it all in there? Because I want to. Anyway, beer-wise, I mean, look at that. That looks like a nice hazy. I mean, looks very much more akin to like a 7 and change or even 8% kind of IPA, double IPA than a 6 and change jammer or low sixes, but definitely looks the part. Nice rich haze to it. 2 fingers of a gigantic head because this guy pours like a dum-dum. And, yeah, uniform bubbles and a rich hazy glow to it. See if we can get a nose. I mean, it's heavily citrus leaning on here. Citrus, maybe a little bit of tropical fruit. I assume that's just a heavy doses of Galaxy. There's a green component to it that has this nice kind of it's not even like hot pellet green. It's somewhere like if you sprinkle little hot pellets on top of a little bit of danky weediness. It smells nice, man. It smells like a really nice, well done kind of New England style IPA. Let's dive in. Cheers. See, that's the kind of stuff I love to drink, man. I mean, you know, it's not that super water nerdiness, and he said that at the get, so it wasn't what I was expecting, but it's got a really nice mouthfeel to it. It is crisp, it's clean, it drinks really nice, but it's not a thin beer by any stretch of the imagination. The amount of, like, vibrant orange in this. With that little bit of keefy, slight powdery kind of hot pellet green, it's definitely not even like a third. If we're going to break it up into sections, of 3/4 kind of fruit juiciness, 1/4 of that little bit of greenness, with a subtle kind of nice, purposeful, but not heavy-handed kind of bittering on it. I think it's absolutely fantastic, dude. Especially considering the ABV. You know, once you start to get down there, sub 6. You know, mouthfeel isn't my greatest concern when it comes to those beers. I actually do like them to be a little bit crisper, a little bit cleaner, and that's where this one kind of lies. But usually, you know, once you start to get to the lower ABV levels, you know, the trade-off is going to be impact, you know, and having those hops kind of pop. And where you talked about going heavy on the sulfides to actually let those hops kind of present themselves, it definitely works, man, because this is a very vibrant, very almost 2x4 to the face of way those hops kind of come off. Very much citrus leaning. Like I said, there's a tropical fruit component to it, and there's a nice green kind of component. It's a combination of hop pellet without the hop burn and that kind of a slightly weedy characteristic. And a super drinkable package. This is delicious. I'll tell you what, the only thing that pisses me off about this beer is that it's not on draft. I think this would be killer right off the tap system. I think it'd add just a little bit more kind of mouthfeel to the beer, and just make it that much better for this guy over here. But for all intents and purposes, man, I dig the beers. Like I said, I'm trying to think of things to kind of complain about. You know, if this had that kind of super soft kind of mouthfeel to it, I might like it a little bit better personally, but I'm not going to sit here and hate on it. So I'm not going to sit here and call that like a negative. There's nothing as far as any kind of flaws. I'm not getting any diacetyl, which you really worry about, especially with these kind of super hoppy beers and hop creep and things like that. So that's not there. There's nothing negative in it that I can detect. I mean, like I said, the only thing someone would bitch about would be the mouthfeel, but you're obviously going for what you're going for, so you're landing it there. And I dig it, man. This was sent to me with the dark Cascadian Darky scent, and I thought that was absolutely fantastic. For me, like I said in that review, when I reviewed that, which will probably go up before this one, so if you're watching this one, miss the other one, go back and watch it. That was more like a Schwarz beer with Simcoe. It was really cool. This is a bit more traditional kind of New England style IPA, even though it does have that bittering kind of greenness to it, but it's executed really well, and there's really nothing for me to kind of bitch and moan about. Is it the best? I don't do that for homebrew, but I feel like it's applicable here. Is it one of the best hazies I've ever had at 6%? It's not the best I've ever had. It's worthy of being in a conversation. I'll do that point because I just want to place it in an area where I think this is just as good, if not better, than what a lot of people produce. But there are some things about it that I like a little bit better, that softness, things like that. But there's a lot of people who make shitty hazy beer. This is not one of them. So that's my critique. I mean, I kind of feel bad when people send me beer and I don't poo on them a little bit, especially in the homebrew side of things, because you're looking for constructive criticism. I just think it's really tasty. You know what I mean? Especially when you're explaining what you're going for first, and it kind of nails that. There's really not much to talk about other than I dig it. So there you go, a little homebrew in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. If you want to check me out doing the podcasting stuff, matt@massivebeers.com or massivebeers@gmail.com. If you care to send off some homebrew, you can reach out to me that way. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying some homebrew right now. Hope we'll see you next time. Cheers.